Hi guys! So my name is Megan Murphy and this is a picture of me because it's apparently impossible to find pictures of me without Snapchat filters on, but I guess this will do. So we'll start there. So I guess first things first, we have to go all the way back to 1998 when I was born in California. So that's fun. Um, Also not exactly very important. So we're just going to skip forward about 6 years to when this photograph was taken of little Megan. So this photo was taken when I first started playing softball, and I hadn't exactly quite fallen in love with the sport yet, but we'll get to that later. When I was 6 years old, there was one thing that I wanted to be super, super badly, and that was a police officer. Specifically, a police officer for the San Francisco Police Department. Why San Francisco? I'm not actually quite sure. It was 30 minutes from where I grew up, and I spent my whole childhood going on field trips there and Giants games, but even at 6, for some reason I got into my head that that's where I wanted to work. And so much so that around this age, I begged my parents to buy me a map of San Francisco so I could start memorizing the streets. It didn't go that well, but effort is what counts, right? So, flash forward from when I was 6 all the way now to 2018, and being a police officer is actually still one of the things I'm looking at. I'm considering being a police officer, being a paramedic, and there's a lot of things that I'm looking at, but I really feel like what it stems down to is it stems down to one thing. It isn't necessarily a specific career, because if you look at everything I've ever wanted to do with my life, they're all based on one thing, and that's just my desire to help people. And so for me, that's what I found everything that I wanted to ever be tears down to. So I'm just gonna go with, like, that's my major dream. I have so many of these underarching dreams. I wanted to be a doctor for a really, really long time, and then school happened. But there's so much that we can do with our lives, and there's so many different possibilities, and I might not know what I want to do or how it's gonna come down to or what it's gonna be in the end that I end up with, like, looking back at my life and everything that I've done. All I know is that that's what I want to do. I want to help people. And everything that I can do in the future in terms of helping people or reaching my dreams, I feel really boils down to my past. I have really, really supportive parents who are going to just kind of let me live my life and support me every step of the way. And I also played softball for so many years. So I started playing softball when I was 5. I mean, I was 6 in that picture, but around that age, all the way up to when I was 17. I got hurt when I was 16, and it kind of put a dead end of my career. I had college scholarships and all of this potential to go as far as it's possible for softball players. And then I suffered a really bad injury and never recovered. And even though there was, like, so much pain involved with that, and the trying to get back at something you love when you're not able to, and the frustration that causes, I wouldn't give it up, because softball taught me so much. It taught me how to work with a team. It taught me how to get thrown into a situation and just run with it. Like, if a ball's coming at your face, you better catch said ball and get the ball where it needs to go. You don't have time to think and, like, go over plans. You just kind of got to go for it and do it. And that's a skill that I really feel like I've used in pretty much every situation I've been in, and I'm really good at that because of softball. And it taught me so much, and I did so much with it, and I feel like it's going to let me go in the future. But, of course, I wanted to be a Major League Baseball player, which was impossible for many reasons. One being I was not a baseball player. I played softball, and they're very different sports. I wanted to play for the Giants, and I would not have been good enough to make the Giants, and there's no girls in Major League yet. There will be soon, but there's no girls. Like, the furthest softball players can go is, like, maybe the American team, but they don't even compete in the Olympics anymore. But softball taught me so much, and it was such a big part of my childhood, and I still feel it's really important for me, even though I'm not really able to play it as much as I used to. Another big part of my life and how I spend most of my free time is I'm a writer, as in I often stare at a blank page attempting to write, because that's 96% of what we do. I would love to get published. You know, when I was younger, I was always like, I'm going to be published by I'm 18. I'm going to be published by the time I graduate from high school. I'm going to be published by the time I'm 20. Well, I am 20, and I haven't published, and I finally, came to terms with the fact, the boundaries we set upon ourselves, they aren't really important. We tell ourselves by this time we have to do this, by this time we have to do this, by this time we have to do this, and we don't. That's not really the way life works. Life moves at its own pace, and it doesn't always do what we want it to do, but, we just gotta go with it. We just kind of have fun, and I believe that it'll all work out in the end. I believe it will hopefully work out for everyone in this class. I am super, super looking forward to working with all of you guys. I've already really enjoyed the last couple classes we had, and I think the next ones we're going to have is really fun. I look forward to learning and discussing with everything, and I'm wondering how many times I can say, I look forward to, but I think you guys get my point. I have a lot of hope for the future, and I have a lot of hope that all of us can change the world in little small ways that will make bigger impacts that we don't even really know. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to having a great time with all you guys, and this is the video about me. Yay!